Hey, hello YouTube. If you're a old subscriber, welcome back. If you're a new one, since I've had a lot of new subscriber growth, welcome to the channel. I hope you're going to enjoy some of these videos. Since there has been some subscriber growth, I've had some questions. Questions asking me about how I set up my grow area and what I do because I grow orchids inside, and I've been getting pretty good results. So in this video, we're just going to go over a few things that I do. I'll kind of make it like a little mini series so they're nice and short and quick and to the point. Check it out. Okay, so this is basically the place I grow the orchids. It's right in my living room. Those windows face south, and they're large and tall. And then, of course, to the right, the screen would be west, right? So they get a lot of sun. They get a lot of bright sun. It warms up during the day quite a bit. And because of that, what I have is a fan down at the bottom. I have a little tiny fan that comes on, and he's on that random timer. Actually, this one right here. And if you can see, there's a lot of randomness to the buttons being up and down. So what happens is I have it set up so that it comes on a little bit, goes off. Goes off for a little while, comes on in a little bit. Maybe it stays on longer. Then it goes off for a little bit, comes on. But basically in the middle of the day when it's warmer, I do have it come on a little bit more just to make sure everything stays a little bit cool and there's some air circulation around there. And it does that 24 hours a day. And then the other thing I have is another random timer that's similar to the other one, but I have my grow lights on it. One is the Mars Hydro LED, which you can watch a video I did before on that. And then the other one is just your standard fluorescent with grow bulbs in it. And they're on a timer to extend my growing season, or not the growing season, but the amount of light that the orchids receive during the day. So where I live up in northern Illinois, we don't get a tropical amount of sunlight all the time. So I have it come on before the sun comes up. When the sun comes up, it goes off. I have it come on a little bit before sunset. After sunset, it stays on for a couple more hours, and then it goes off. So my orchids get about 16 hours of light a day, no matter what the weather is or what the time is, for our sunrise and sunset. The thing I do is I make sure I have a humidifier going. It can get pretty, especially in the winter when you're running your furnace up here a lot. It gets cold, so the furnace runs and it dries out the air. Okay, so the humidifier is crucial. And it pretty much, I just set it to what, so it tries to maintain around 60-65% humidity. And if we look here right now, it's about 65% humidity, and then 74 degrees maybe, 73.5, something like that. So that's not too bad. The orchids seem to like that. I get a lot of good growth, and the past 2 years I've been getting a lot of good blooms. You can see the plants are pretty happy. And I think it works out well. Actually, the Bulbophyllum biflorum is going to bloom again. That's really cool. And that's a new one. I haven't seen this one yet. It's a Cattleya cross with another Cattleya. Let me see. There it is. So Cattleya Jean Mai by BL Morning Glory. So that should be interesting. It's got two really big bulbs developed here without a sheath. And the one that developed with the sheath has 4 or 5 little ones. And then I noticed that the little sheath that was kind of dry looks like it has a bubble in it now. So that'll be a flower too, just a little bit later. So that's pretty good. And everything's been doing really well, getting really good growth. I really can't complain. So this has been working quite a bit. These that are on the table over here, they just get direct sun when the sun comes up, and it's doing them well. You kind of have to pick and choose where you put your plants. Some plants that like a lot of sun can be right in the window. Other ones have to be kind of behind it. I actually use some of the upper plants and rocks at times to block the amount of light some of them get from the LED. And then the ones that need a little bit less light during the off hours, and then more light from just the sun, they're up in front getting lots of sun from the actual sun, and then a little bit from the lights above. Really cool. This is Pathlopedium Carla Clem, and I swear that spike just started 2 days. I didn't even notice it until today when I was going to water it, and I saw that and I was like, holy cow. I was afraid I was never going to be able to get that one to go. But it's going, and I'm very excited to see that flower again. And this is another path. This is the first time this has bloomed. I've had this one for a couple years also. And this is Vintner's Treasure crossed with Emerald Sea Coast. So I have no idea what this is going to look like. The Vintner's Treasure is just super dark, wine colored. And then the Emerald Sea Coast is really light green with a touch of yellow and white. So that'll be interesting to see what that looks like. The Dendrobium aggregatum, should be time to start cooling this one down, but it's still putting out new growth all over the place. I've probably had 8 or 9 of them already. There's another one starting right there. This one's starting to develop more. This one's starting to develop more. They're hard to see, but you can tell when you have a leaf that's folded in half that that's a new one that just started. But they're really hard to see when they first come out, but they'll look like this. You'll see a half of a leaf. There's another new one that just started a couple days ago. If you look way in the back there, hopefully you can see it, there's another one there. So it's probably put on 8 or 9 new growths. This is one of the first ones that grew since I had it, and this bulb is as big as any of the others, maybe one of the biggest bulbs on it now. But we'll need a cold winter, dry rest, but still sunny, so I'm working on an area in the basement for that. Dendrobium Takahashi. These blooms have been on here for a very long time, and they still look pretty good actually. Can't complain. Then finally, Dendrobium spectabile. There we go. It's finally going to bloom. I can't wait. I hope I can keep that little guy alive. Here's a look at the 2016 Orchaholics Anonymous project plant. I've got the newest growth that it had. This one here in the middle. And it looks pretty good. It's okay. It's healthy. But now, 1, 2, 3 new growths are coming up, and they're growing good. They're looking pretty strong and vigorous. So that'll be cool to see this. Hopefully I'll get that to bloom for you. Dendrobium Roy Tokignawa. Now this is plant 1. I have a couple of these. You can see in there the new growths are coming up nice. 1, 2, 3. And there's one in the back. 4. Lots of new good roots, all looking really well, looking healthy. This was a new growth here, but hasn't done anything yet. And then the other 2 that I grew haven't done anything. They didn't spike at all. So hopefully these new ones will, now that it's feeling happier in that pot. And then this is my second one. This is Roy Tokignawa 2. And you can see it's blooming like crazy. Looking really good. All the buds aren't even open yet. Some of these have been open for a while. Hopefully you can see. The flowers kind of hang down, but that's beautiful. Beautiful flower. White, tiny bit of green, and then those purple speckles and the purple veining on the inside of the lip and the purple spots. Really an interesting looking flower. What do you think, Ella? You like that new bone? She collects bones.